County Executive from Baltimore County, Mr. Kevin Kamenetz.
Thank you, Peter, and hello, Washington County Democrats, and Robin. How are you? It's so great to be here, and I have to tell you, everywhere I go, I keep running into Peter. So, Peter, are you running for governor? Because he's all over the state. This guy is tireless. You're doing a great job. The Central Committee's doing a great job. Appreciate everyone coming out tonight and showing a force of nature for Washington County Democrats. Let me just, as Peter said, my name's Kevin Kamenetz. I'm the Baltimore County Executive. I'm a lifelong Marylander, and I'm a lifelong Democrat. Like many of you, my wife Jill and I are trying to keep our two teenage sons busy until school starts. It's like before we couldn't wait for school to end, and now we can't wait for school to start again. But as county executive and as the president of the Maryland Association of Counties, I have the opportunity to get all around the state. And I talk to Marylanders, and I'm convinced that we still believe that government is that engine for opportunity and progress. But we're scared of what's taking place in Washington, and we're frustrated with the lack of action taking place in Annapolis. I mean, it's like every day we ask ourselves, what did President Trump do today? But in Maryland, it's true. Well, he does a lot. In Maryland, though, we can ask Governor Hogan, did Governor Hogan do anything today? Because we aren't really seeing anything taking place. I think it's important that we focus on what our values are here. I mean, if you look at Governor Hogan, his two biggest accomplishments so far in office are, number one, he lowered the tolls, and isn't that great? And it polls well. But what he really cut was $54 million a year out of the transportation budget, and we're still stuck in traffic. His great educational achievement, and I know we're kind of romantic on this issue, he overruled his own Board of Education and dictated that school starts after Labor Day. And I know we all went to school after Labor Day, and we turned out okay. But the educational experts say that there's a brain drain the longer these kids are out. And it takes them that much longer to catch up and do better. So he didn't do it to promote the educational outcome of children. He did it to sell more funnel cakes in Ocean City. We need a governor, and it's not just that. Think of what else he does. He was against fracking before he was for fracking. No, he was against, I said that the wrong way. He pulled it first. He was against fracking, no, I said it the wrong way again. I have to read his polls. He was for fracking before he was against fracking. He was against removing statues from the State House before he was for it. Everything with him is a poll or a slogan. He's Larry Slogan. So I think what we really need as Democrats is a governor who's going to fight for education. We proudly invested in our public school education system for years, and we were number one in the nation. We're now number 5 on Larry Hogan's watch. We need someone who's going to fight for economic development, not by giving corporate ransom to Northrop Grumman, $50 million and $40 million to Marriott, just to stay here and not even create a job. We need to do what we're doing in Baltimore County, where we're working with our existing employers, finding out what their workforce needs are, and work with our schools and our colleges to train people to graduate not just with a diploma in their hand, but a job in their hand. That's what keeps companies here and helps them grow. What we really need is someone who will be a governor who stands up to Donald Trump. And that's really important, because we need to stand up for what we stand for and the values that we stand for. It's why, as county executive, I stood up when Donald Trump started his Muslim ban his first day in office and put a wave of terror on the immigrant community. I passed an executive order that states that no county employee, including the police, can discriminate based on one's immigration status. It's good policing, and it's also important because people are scared. They're afraid to drop their kids off at school. They're afraid to go to the hospital for medical care. They're afraid to report to the police if they're a victim of a crime. This is when we need government to stand up and be counted. And he's incapable of doing that. But to defeat Larry Hogan, we need a candidate who has hands-on experience, who has a track record. I mean, as we're seeing in Washington, president and governor are not entry-level positions. So, Maryland, we have to do better. We need to do better. You know it, I know it, everyone but Larry Hogan knows it. Maryland deserves better. And you all being out here, leading the charge, we're going to take back this state. Thank you so much for saying hello.
Thank you, Mr. Executive. Ladies and gentlemen,